How you doing, folks? It's Coach Simmons here, and this is a discussion that came up last night as I was basically one, watching the two, three, South Carolina State four game versus Carolina, South Carolina. Um, Five. The question is six. Should HBCUs play the Power Five? Because usually, whenever they have a question, it's not about, oh, we should play FBS. No. They want to go right to the Power Five. It don't make it even better. They don't want to go Power Five. They want to go SEC. Make it even better when it's the SWAC, SEC West. That's the jump. That's what the jump is, right? The question is, why do we devalue ourselves? And I'm going to be honest with you. Look, this kind of pissed me off a little bit. There are so many games that are winnable. So many games that we can choose. I want you to look very carefully. The amount of games on the conferences that are winning and losing. Winning and losing. You may see the odd SEC every now and then. You may see the odd Big 10, Big 12. You may see that. But mostly, it's the smaller conferences. They're the ones losing. Reason why I stopped back in the year 1985, I want to tell you something. From the year 2022 to the year 1985, only 7 HBCU teams have beaten FBS opponents. Only one has been from the SWAC. Grambling versus Oregon State in 1985. This is the whole list. I'll leave it down in the description below. You can check it out yourself. I'll even pin it to the comments. But the thing that I'm pointing out to you, why in the hell do we have to keep playing the top teams? I hear people say all the time, well, we need the money for our schools. Look, this is a very unpopular opinion. I'm going to lose a lot of people on this one. I don't give a shit. It's got to be asked. You're going to lose money for your schools. You need money because your schools don't have money. 1985. Let's take that as a start off. From 1985 to 2022, all the graduates, all the presidents, all the ADs, people who could have gone into law, been executives for music companies, every graduate starting at 85 until now. What have they been doing? How are you still needing the money for these games in almost what 20, almost 40 years? Well, seriously, come on, help me help you. How? Sway? We can talk about the blood money contracts y'all signed with promoters. We can talk about the history of redlining. I did. But it's not every HBCU. Some HBCUs are driving very well. But it's the main ones that you see signing these contracts to get their face beat in, saying they need the money. Another reason why I showed you this whole list, the majority of teams, let's come back to the 90s. From the 90s, UC winning from FCS made a jump to FBS. North Texas, that's where I went. James Madison, Nevada, App State, Boise. See what I'm getting here? Middle Tennessee State. Idaho jumped up, then jumped back down. We get it. UCF. What I mean is, what is stopping HBCUs from progressing? If you're going to use the same tired trope saying, hey, well, it's racism, you don't know how the South works, you don't know how this particular corner of the South is, then I can't help you. We went from a place where Martin and Malcolm were saying we should strive to be the best out there, to now we're satisfied with being the best black college. Malcolm X went on a speaking tour to Morgan State, mentioned how he wanted to have degrees from the black schools equal to the PWIs, or even greater. Not just athletics, but academics. Have we stopped striving to be academically equal and better? No. Then why are we striving to be athletically inferior? That's my question. The amount of schools jumping up from different divisions on the FBS has been crazy. And now, Coach Prime says he would love to see Jackson State move up. First thing I hear is, no, we want to stay here. Even when the legends, and Ken Clark pointed this out, the legends of the SWAC and MEAC met back in the 90s, wanted to move up to FBS. Y'all still don't trust them. So the question I have, when did it become acceptable to be mediocre? When did it become acceptable to not strive to be the best? There's gonna be someone out there who's going to say, "My particular HBCU doesn't do that." I get it. Mine doesn't either. Mine has $47 million impact and sits on about $247 million they do out yearly as far as finances coming into the school. I get that. But the thing is, as a whole, at least online, remember, online is a small sample size. But online, it appears we're happy with being nothing. We'll fight. Don't you dare question my coach's ability. Don't bring up anything that can be seen as disrespect. Don't try to spark a conversation about how we're going to get better. That's what I'm seeing. And it's driving me freaking crazy, man. I'm just sitting here looking like we know damn well we can do better. Our grandparents and parents didn't take all those ass whoopings back in the 50s and 60s. Those lynchings, those cross the streets, for us to sit here and say, "Oh, we're happy. This is the mountaintop." No, 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 man. You got to explain something. Why is it every other school, and this was a generation ago when North Dakota State beat the FBS team, but why is it that every other school, when they play other teams, they don't shoot for the best? They build themselves up. 2022 so far. Charlotte, Navy, Bowling Green, Buffalo, Nevada, Utah State, Northwestern, and Colorado State have all taken the L. What do they have in common? Not one is a Power Five conference. Not one. Besides Nevada, Utah State, and Colorado State, rest of them, East Coast. This is my question, man. We're sitting here fighting over which school should play which team, which HBCU should take the Power Five L when no one else is doing it. And if you're going to keep that whole trope, that old saying of we're not making money, we're not making profit, we got to take these games and lay down to show that they are superior so we can get a check. That means in the last 37 some odd years, since Grambling beat Oregon State, what has your school been doing? You don't have any senators yet. You don't have any congressmen, city council members, aldermen, mayors, judges, doctors, lawyers. You don't have any of that in the last 30 some odd years. Reason why I showed you North Texas, and this is not me harping on this school, but I'm just using it for an example. I played on a field of concrete, knees still fucked up for it, neck still hurting, called Fouts Field, University of North Texas, right outside of Dallas and Denton. 98 to 2000. 2001, I was down at Houston Tillotson. What I'm saying is that stadium held 20,000 people. Oliver, the stadium over in Orangeburg is Oliver Dawson Stadium, I think, holds 22,000 people. I'm not saying SC State needs to move up to the FBS, but that was the goal for North Texas. Move to the FBS. So before anybody questions what I'm saying, it's about playing the long game. But we've already played for 30 some odd years. When are the plans going to come to fruition? I'm Coach Simmons. I'm out.